To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Now, I like Disneyland, believe it or not, and something has recently come into my collection that changes the way I see Disneyland. Now, let me see if I can find a picture of it. Ah, here it is. A 1958 map of Disneyland. Now, at first glance, it looks pretty normal, but then you start looking closer. Adventures in Science? Haunted House? Edison Square? This isn't Disneyland! Yes, it is, my friends, yes it is. It is the Disneyland that almost existed. Almost, not quite. Now you're probably asking yourself, why didn't this Disneyland exist? Why am I not visiting Liberty Street or Edison Square? I have an answer to that. Or, I guess I should say answers to this because there's more than one reason. Now, as you will notice on my fancier, higher resolution version of the image, that the Haunted Mansion is actually in Frontierland and is called the Haunted House. Very creative. I find it very interesting that the original concept for a haunted house attraction was located in Frontierland because it seems Disney reused that idea for another park, but no, let's not get into that now. Let's talk about that later. See, at this point, they hadn't even begun construction on the facade for the Haunted Mansion, much less, construction for New Orleans Square. So the concept for the walk-through Haunted House Museum of the Weird type attraction was put in Frontierland for the time being. And yes, its placeholder name, Haunted House. But yeah, we'll move on. We'll talk about Haunted Mansion history on a different day, sometime in the future. Alright, moving on, getting away from that topic as fast as I possibly can. It's Adventures in Science, what is it? This one's gonna be a tough one. Very little information is known about Adventures in Science. We have what is on this map that I just showed you, and a trading card, and not much else. See, Adventures in Science is located where Space Mountain is located today, and it would have been Tomorrowland's #1 attraction. Something about that location, I guess. It's always a long wait. Now, the closest thing I could find to compare it to would be kind of like Horizons over at Epcot in Florida. Except this one would have been a walkthrough attraction, something with walkthrough in early Disneyland. They loved it. That would take you through various scenes of the future, showing renewable energy sources and how the future could be a good one or a bad one, depending on how we lived our individual and collective lives. It could also be considered a precursor to Adventures Through Inner Space, which came later, but that's besides the point. There was also a little thing called Hobbyland, but they did end up building that, and you can research that on your own. It's basically a place where people would go and watch model boats race. The height of entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, moving right along. What is Edison Square? A question that boggles all of our minds. Edison Square, sponsored by General Electric Company. It was a real thing that was going to happen at Disneyland at some point, but they ended up cutting it. Basically, the whole land would showcase the inventions of Nikola Tesla and how it led to the advancement of society in America. Now, we ain't talking Elon Musk here. We're not talking Tesla Motors. We're talking Tesla coils. We're talking, we're talking alternating currents, remote controls, and violet rays. We're talking all that stuff. It seemed as a sort of a little transition from Main Street USA to Tomorrowland, which I find very interesting. People complaining about Sightline's Guardians of the Galaxy when you see a space station from turn-of-century Main Street town. Now, this is just me doing some sleuthing. This is just me making a random guess, but I know in my heart of hearts that the Carousel of Progress would have been in Edison Square because it was sponsored by General Electric, also sponsored the land, and had to do with advancing from turn of the century to the future / present / past for us. Because let's be real, that future scene is very much the 1970s. But offhand Disneyland, where would they put the Carousel of Progress when Innoventions was there? Innoventions was not there. They probably would have kept it in Edison Square, and Innoventions might have been used for Adventures in Science or Journey Through Interspace. Unfortunately, we lost all those. Okay, next. That's right, we're talking about Liberty Street. Not to be confused with Liberty Square. Although the ideas for the kind of mini lands are almost exactly the same. Liberty Square would be, Liberty Street would be basically Liberty Square, America around the time of the Revolution. They would have a mini Hall of Presidents here, they would have a Muppet Show, they would have the Haunted Mansion, no, I'm just kidding. Oh no, wait, what's that? Oh. I guess they would have a Hall of Presidents there. And they would have all the stuff you would find at Liberty Square over in Magic Kingdom. They'd have the Glassblower's shop, you know, the Liberty Tree Tavern, a silversmith, all the fun stuff, all the stuff that we love here. Except for the Christmas shop. Where am I supposed to get my Hatbox Ghost Nutcracker? I digress though. This would have been a really cool part of Main Street that I'm kind of sad they ended up cutting out, but I guess it wouldn't make too much sense with the theming, having, you know, Market Street being 300 years in the past. Whatever, it's fine. We got a castle at the end of a turn-of-the-century Main Street town and, you know, a mountain behind that and a space station behind that, so it really doesn't matter. What is really interesting, though, is look where the Matterhorn is located today. Yeah, you see that little tiny mountain? That's not the Matterhorn. Now, what's interesting is that the Matterhorn opened the year after this map was made in 1959, so they must have began construction on the Matterhorn mountain, but the guests, maybe the Disney company hadn't announced it to the public yet, maybe they just wanted to surprise them, I'm not sure, but it is not labeled the Matterhorn mountain on the map. So very interesting. Look, it's even got the Skyway going through it like the Matterhorn. This is fishy. Speaking of fishy, let's go to Tom Sawyer Island. Remember that video I made a while ago? How Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion are connected? Yeah, this ties into it. Now if you look really, really closely at the map, near Fort Wilderness you'll find a little hole in the ground. What is that hole in the ground labeled? Secret tunnel, you say? Kind of like the secret tunnel that linked New Orleans Square and Tom Sawyer Island together because the stories for Pirates of the Caribbean, the Haunted Mansion, and Tom Sawyer Island are all connected? Yes, that tunnel. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch that video. Very interesting. I just figured that out, guys. Movie magic right there. Go tell your friends that. Go tell your Disneyland tour guides that. That one's on me. Freebie. You're welcome. Now, in these uncertain times with Guardians of the Galaxy opening and people being worried about it, we can always take solace in the fact that Rancho del Zocalo has been there since the park has opened. Wait, what? Something about Doritos? Huh. Well, alright, I guess I got more to learn. I'm just joshing you. I know Doritos were invented at Rancho de Frito. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and comment down below which one of the abandoned rad ideas that I discussed in this episode would you like to see built today? You know, maybe reimagined. Let's be armchair Imagineers here for a second. If you could reimagine any of the abandoned lands or rides that I went through today, which one would it be and how would you reimagine it? Anyways, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, and donate to the Patreon if you are able to. Make sure to tune in later this week when I will post my second video, probably on Sunday. So in case you didn't know, I am actually uploading 2 videos a week now, so that'll be fun for everyone. Anyhow, enough of that. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!